everybody asks, oh, what'd you study at SC? I said, girls and volleyball.
Yeah.
It was kind of my major.
USC, superstar, volleyball player, transitioning with the family and into real estate. How was that for you?
It was really hard. There's some tears shed for sure. Like, how am I going to do this? Who's going to hire me? What can I do to make a living? You can change a house, but you can't change a spouse.
Yeah.
Right?
Ah, yes, indeed. Welcome, Brook. It's great. I'm a little intimidated. You got like Olympian, famous volleyball player, South Bay local. I mean, it's awesome to have you. Welcome to Good Stuff. Yes.
It's a real honor to be here. I mean, Good Stuff is my favorite spot in the South Bay, especially the Hermosa location.
That's great. And I know we have a lot of similar friends. And how was it to play a competitive volleyball? Like, I know you went to SC, played 4 years there. You were a superstar there. Tell me what that experience was like in college to be, that high regard.
Probably shouldn't say this on camera, but my favorite part of going to SC was when everybody asked, oh, what'd you study at SC? I said, girls and volleyball.
Yeah.
It was kind of my major.
Pretty awesome.
Volleyball, men's volleyball is still just an Olympic sport. It's very similar to water polo. So water polo, which is your son-in-law Darren.
Yeah, Darren.
And that's why we connect, and some of these other guys around town. But it really is, the trajectory is Europe, because we don't have a professional men's indoor league in the States. So that's just kind of how my journey started at SC.
You played some pro ball in Europe, right?
Yeah, for 14 years after college.
14 years.
I turned in my last final, and Cinco de Mayo 2001, I got in a car and drove to Colorado Springs, where the Olympic Training Center is, and I never looked back. It was done with school.
What a journey.
Yeah, so did the USA team, and then overseas, played in 14 years, 10 different countries.
I've only been to Barcelona to visit Cassidy when she was in college, so that must have been eye-opening to see all these cultures and countries and firsthand and playing pro volleyball.
Yeah, you know what? Living overseas, it has its moments where you're missing a lot of best friends' birthdays. You miss some weddings. You miss the season is typically from, let's say, end of August through early May. So it was always the winter. I always tell people when I was playing in Poland, I don't think I saw the sun once. It was just dark gray the entire time, minus 30 degrees, and just freezing. But the experience, I can pick up languages where back in college and high school, I could barely learn Spanish. And then you go over there just like, when you're immersed in it.
Yeah, you're immersed.
Yeah,
it's true.
It kind of hits home when you kind of like have to learn it, especially getting around taxis, going to the grocery store. But it's an immediate bond you have with teammates. So you kind of go in a little nervous, and then the brotherhood starts, and these guys become your family, like celebrating Christmas and Easter and all the big holidays. Spending time with.
I can only imagine. So you wrapped up playing in Europe, and you ended up back in the States in Manhattan Beach?
No, actually, in 2005, I bought a place in Huntington.
Okay.
Because the national team moved from Colorado Springs to Anaheim, and as we were talking earlier, I'm just a beach guy, and I needed to be closer down to the beach, so I bought a place in Huntington. It was kind of like Melrose Place. 2-3 other guys bought in the same complex, and we had a shared pool, and it was to practice and to it was like a resort living.
And you were still playing volleyball?
Still playing then, yeah.
Wow.
And so the national team just transferred in the summertime to USA, and then you go overseas. But as I tapered from that, my father-in-law was in Hermosa. My wife is from Long Beach and Hermosa. And so we kind of, the South Bay was always going to be our landing spot at some point.
Yeah.
But we trickled from Huntington to Long Beach. We bought a house there. And then when I transitioned into what I do now, residential real estate, I did a commute for a year to Long Beach, and it was one of the best pieces of advice I got from an older, more experienced agent my first year was, you got to work where you live. because it's your sphere. And so we sold our house in Long Beach and moved up to Manhattan Beach. We rented in Liberty Village, and we're there for about 5 years, and eventually bought a house in 2021. So that's how we got here.
Okay, let's order.
Yeah,
Let's order.
love to.
Gabby's here to help us out.
I would like to do the buttermilk pancakes with some banana inside, please. Yeah.
Inside.
Yeah. Like the Jack Johnson song. That'd be great. Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna do the same thing, only gluten-free, 1 pancake and 2 eggs basted on the side.
With the banana?
Yeah, with the banana, yeah.
Just have to take some notes from your book on how to stay so fit. You got gluten-free and eggs to get the protein on the
Gluten-free are
side.
so amazing. You can have a little taste of it. It's unbelievable, yeah.
I would imagine as a restaurant entrepreneur, owner, you kind of have to gravitate with the change.
Yeah.
And when gluten became an issue, maybe in 2005, 6, 7, it really became,
Oh,
thank
wow.
you very much.
I'm surprised more restaurants don't accommodate gluten-free. Now, we're not a celiac-proof restaurant, but we we are very conscious of cross-contamination, but
Right.
we have a lot of gluten-free and a lot of gluten-free customers.
Yeah.
So tell me, how was the transition from volleyball, ending up in Manhattan Beach, and now being a successful real estate agent?
So it's a grind. I had a lot of good friends from my youth, just acquaintances and friends of friends that all do commercial real estate.
Oh yeah.
And I was kind of focusing on that, but they all advised me, again, another water polo player that played at SC, a guy named Rich McAvoy. He married another friend of mine who played soccer at SC, and he was a successful commercial guy, and he called me one day and he said, Brook, when you're done with volleyball, you should really get into residential real estate with your personality and your relationships that you've kind of built and keep along the way, like coming over home and always making time to visit people. I was always the young single guy before I was married with kids that would go spend time with my friends that had been married with kids.
Have kids, yeah.
And I would, have dinner and then and hang out with them. And so it's really, residential real estate, there's a lot that I wish I would have known before I kind of jumped into it. I actually was looking into medical sales because it's a very popular transition for athletes. And
I bet, yeah.
But I went and watched our old orthopedic surgeon, another South Bay local, Bill Stetson. Not sure if you know Bill. He was a setter at SC.
Oh.
Way back in the day. He runs the Alumni Foundation, and he approached me and said, "Hey, you want to get into medical sales?" And I was like,
You're like,
"Hey, a job is a job. Like, hey,
good work."
I'm about to be 35. I did it for 14 years, and at 35, then I had a wife and a kid already, and luckily I had some money saved from my volleyball days.
Yeah.
But the transition was, who's going to hire me? What can I do to make a living?
You're a pretty famous guy, good looking. I mean,
But
tall.
well, that only goes so
handsome.
far,
Yeah, that's
But
true.
thank you. I make me blush a little bit. And I went and watched the surgery, and I got carted out on a gurney. And I was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, these medical sales, they're actually in.
They're in the operating room.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're kind of the
crazy.
last man on the totem pole, and they got to know the equipment and give their.
And it's a lot of pressure too. I've heard. My daughter's roommate is in medical sales in the operating room with, all kinds of stuff happening.
All
people
kinds of
yelling at each other, and it's crazy.
Luckily, I didn't make it that far.
Yeah.
But I would get home and watch YouTube videos of surgeries and be like, oh. And I called Dr. Stetson and I said, I don't think I could do this. He said, you get used to it. I said, I don't want to get used to it. So then residential real estate came about as an option, and I had a broker here in town at Shorewood back in the day when Shorewood was the biggest agent brokerage in
right
town.
there on
Rosecrans.
Rosecrans.
Yeah,
right,
well, they had several offices.
Yeah, they had one on Manhattan. I mean, Artesia.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah,
that was
the
a big
little
one.
small one over Artesia. And, I can't remember, but that was before my time. And I walked in, the guy said, "You want to start working January 1st?" So it was kind of one of those things. I was actually last season in Qatar. My wife was pregnant with our daughter. She had to fly home because 27 weeks is as far as you can go
before you travel.
And so I got stuck in Qatar for a month and a half by myself and just pounded the books and every document I could read on real estate to take the exam. And when I got home, I crammed and took the exam and ended up working in real estate 2015.
So as a real estate agent in today's market, like what do you look for? What do you, like a young family that wants to buy a home in our beautiful South Bay neighborhood, like what do you suggest to them? First off, you got to know how much they have for a down, I'm sure, but like what's going on in the market right now?
So for me, it's important to, like you hit the nail on the head with getting pre-approved and knowing what you can afford, because anybody, I could drive down the beach and say, "Oh, do I want to live here?" And "Oh, shoot, it's $25 million for a strand home. I can't afford that." And so, if you can, those are somebody who gets introduced to you, and if that's a nice niche of a buyer and even a seller to kind of manage. But for the most part, it's people moving here from the west side. And
the fires.
A lot of fires. Yeah, right now that's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing their leases finish,
and they're looking
and
to buy.
not wanting to go back because it hasn't been redeveloped, and or they do want to go back eventually, but there's two different pools where the insurance money for the lease is running out, and they're kind of desperate. They got to buy something because their house isn't complete,
right?
Or they didn't have that adequate insurance and they can't go back. They sold their lot, and luckily the South Bay was very accommodating with schools, because as you well know and everybody knows, our town is founded by our school systems.
Yeah, for sure.
And
it stretches all the way from PV to Manhattan Beach.
All of Torrance,
Even
Redondo, Manhattan, El Segundo.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yep. And so that's kind of what our buyer pools are right now, and there's a lot of wealth in that, so they are able to buy cash.
Yeah.
New construction is selling, but like everybody else, after spending a year here, we all know that the South Bay is your best chance to build equity, and a smart buy is location, location, location.
Yeah. So a young family, say, first time home buyer, like, do you feel like it's kind of like stretching into Torrance and Lomita? Like, I feel like it's all beach community. If you're young and you got a certain amount of money, that you can still find some value in communities that are a little east, but still feels very much South Bay.
I mean, that's a broad statement, because a lot of money could be $300,000 buyer to somebody, which is not
limits a lot.
That's going to buy in Barstow.
Yeah, right.
You can't even buy in Idaho anymore for $300,000. So obviously, the closer you get to the coast, the more expensive. But
for sure. Yeah.
Typically in the South Bay, let's say in Manhattan Beach in particular, your first-time home buyers are going to be trickling around the $2 million point right now for a single-family home, and then you have townhouses and condos like the Village, and some on Manhattan Beach Boulevard and even down. But sand section, it's going to be really hard to get something. I mean, dirt is 2.2 for a half lot.
But if you can swing it to get into the market, because everything just keeps going up. I mean, there's only so much beachfront. They're not making any more of that.
They're not making any more land.
When I found this restaurant 46 years ago, I came down here and looked at it was kind of like old Hermosa, so it was very, almost seedy. A lot of drug dealing. But I looked at this property and I'm like, not that I own the property, but I thought, oh my gosh, to have a restaurant right here on the beach,
Yeah.
it's amazing, and never look back,
Yeah, it's even where we live over by Pollywog Park, and then being a volleyball guy, coming down to the beach and playing volleyball, and the sun is setting, dolphins are splashing and playing, and the pelicans are floating around, which I always say I want to be. If I get reincarnated, I want to be a brown pelican.
Yeah.
They're just like
So
the coolest
big.
creatures.
Yeah.
But I always pinch myself saying, why do I not do this more? Why are we not down here?
Yeah, I know.
We do drive to the beach, and that's kind of the headache, right?
Yeah.
Even though we're less than 2 miles.
We live on the Esplanade, and just waking up in the morning and seeing the beach and the dolphins and the big pelicans just nosediving into the water and creating a huge splash. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you
Pancakes
you
are
can hear
here.
them. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Brooke got the buttermilk pancakes, which are fresh made in our kitchen every day, with bananas inside, and of course the dark ember organic maple syrup. Very good. I got the gluten-free the same way.
Had to put the bananas in there to give my sense of judgment, some fruit.
Yes, indeed.
You guys all good?
We're
Yes,
all
thank you.
good. Like, how was that transition from being USC superstar, volleyball player, playing in Europe, playing on the Olympics, transitioning with the family and into real estate? How was that? How was that for you overall? Like, just,
It was really hard.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, there were some tears shed for sure. Like, how am I going to do this? You don't make a lot of money your first couple years,
Like you
and
said,
everybody.
there's a lot of real estate agents. Yeah.
It's a very saturated business, and there's a lot of, there's a lot to learn. You know, it's probably the same thing when you were opening a restaurant. It's kind of the idea of drinking out of a fire hose.
Yeah.
And throw as much stuff against the wall and see what sticks. And it's like throwing the pickles against the window and which one races down and who's going to stay up the longest.
Yeah.
And so I think also at 35, my friend group was buying houses versus starting at 18, 19, 20, 21, where, this is somebody's biggest investment of their life, and it's a lot of money. It doesn't matter if it's a 25 million or 2 million or 300,000. It's taking money.
It's so nice to have a real estate agent that is there with you and sympathetic and kind of understands your situation and what you're going through, and is alongside for the ride. And then you get your house, and man, it's golden.
Yeah, and I
Then
do
you
think
sit
that's,
back and watch it appreciate.
Well, yeah, but the old saying of it's not worth anything until you sell it.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you tap into the, the equity and whatnot. But there is the kind of the idea of, I've been through it. I've lived it. I've lived what people are going through, and so that's kind of, I don't want to say my sales pitch, but it's the God honest truth. I'm always looking at everything as if I was doing it for myself, and trying to be, hey, this is what I did. This has worked for me. Also, when you go through a house, I always tell people, imagine where you're going to take the trash out every day.
Yeah.
If it's a pain in the butt, like can you change it, or getting to the garage. Are you going to go out and do laundry in the garage in your pajamas? So all your neighbors are like, hey, Cris, like, I like your undies today. It must be Valentine's Day. So it's just kind of the daily nuances of it, buying a house, and that goes for buying on the Strand, buying in the hill section, buying in the tree section, whatever it is, or what you're, you were talking Esplanade, I get to watch the pelicans dive. Well, if you live on Oak and, you're next to, let's say, a mechanic and you're hearing view, view all day, that's our job to help
It's so true.
point it out.
Because I think a lot of buyers are, they don't see the whole picture, and it's nice to have an agent that just like, instead of just worried about closing the sale, is going to make sure you got the right fit. You get the right piece of property for the family, and all those things are important.
Yeah, I think it's nice to have somebody that's honest versus somebody who's just in it for the sale and the prestige, because you do see a lot of real estate agents that you know, in all fairness, I think they get kind of a big head because they do become popular and names because their sign is up everywhere.
True. And you know, I don't want to slam anyone that's been doing it for a long time, but I mean, I think like I would rather, if I was going to look for a house and I had a 1.5, a baby in the oven and a 3-year-old, you know, I'd be very sensitive. I'd rather work with someone that's like, you know,
Been there.
Been there, has a family, like, and can really, you know, navigate through the process and be honest, you know. I instead of just trying to create the sale, you know. When looking for a house as an investment, you want space, you want rooms. Like, what are you looking for? What is your advice?
Location.
Location.
You can change a house, but you can't change a spouse.
Yeah.
Right?
Ah, yes, indeed. That's good advice.
You're not marrying a house. Mm-hmm. You can change it. So always location.
It's better to buy to look, like if you're looking, find the location you want to live and maybe buy the fixer-upper.
If you can afford it and you have the means, some sweat equity is always the best play.
Because it's really, you want to be in the location more than...
And you're making it your own. Versus
Yeah.
buying somebody else's.
I really enjoy that process. You know, I love buying a place that needs a little help and going through that process. I find it very interesting, and it's like building out a restaurant. I enjoy that process.
It's therapy.
Yeah,
And
it is.
It's artsy. It's your craft.
And I like to see it go from point A to point B. You know,
It's like building a menu.
yeah,
Right.
true. Yes, it's like building a restaurant too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this place wasn't anything like this when we took it over, but it over the years it's developed into something pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it feels like you're in a paddle house, like Outrigger.
Modern design or older classic look.
Preferably
Bones,
older
bones.
classic, but I like the older classic. I don't know why we went away from the shingle kind of East Coast look, but that's just the way the market goes. You got Mediterranean in the early 2000s. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say plantation style anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe not.
And now it goes to this kind of like Napa, Santa Barbara feel.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's trends.
I'm not really a big fan of the white houses with the black trim. I mean, it's like so overdone, I think, but I don't know.
You're in the majority.
Yeah.
It's changing.
Yeah.
People are adding more color to their house.
Yeah.
But landscaping can do that as well.
So do you think it's still a good market to get an investment? I mean, is the market too inflated, or is there always going to be upside in this market, even with where we're at now with the higher interest rates and even our economy's kind of like, you know.
Yeah, we're at war.
Yeah, we're at the war.
We're at war. Gas prices.
Gas prices through the roof.
Yeah, interest rates are still historically kind of standard quo. So they're not. I'm sure you've seen it in your time where they were up to 18%.
Oh,
so anything under 6 right now, especially for a multifamily, up to 4 units, you're still in a residential loan versus 5, you go into a commercial loan.
What do you think of in the future with interest rates? Do you think they're going to go up, or they're going to come down a little bit to kind of get a little, something going in the economy?
The theory is they're always going to come down, but I don't have a crystal ball.
Yeah.
And I don't like to, when we bought in 2021, I was thinking, oh no, did I do it again? Because I bought in 2007 the condo in Huntington, and by 2008-9, there was foreclosure signs on probably 30% of the condos. And luckily I kept it, and it weathered the storm. I always tell people, buy what you're comfortable with.
Yeah. Okay, since we're talking there's a lot of condos, a lot of townhomes in town, and definitely it's like a little more affordable to get into with, getting a first time buyer or buying a condo. What do you think about that? Is that a good investment, or is it just a place to live for the part time of, until you find a house,
I think townhouses and condos are good investments if you have a real estate agent that's able to navigate the CC&Rs and the HOA docs accordingly, make sure the building has good reserves so you're not, getting stung with huge assessments. Look at the history of the HOA.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Again, going
I know
back to experience.
HOAs are. I don't think a lot of people even think of HOAs and what a nightmare those can be in big condo developments. Bigger. Like if you share HOA with 4 other people or 3 other people, it's probably a little more. It's a little easier.
It's a little more manageable. You got to take care of yours.
HOA, all you need is one person not wanting to replace the rotted wood in the fencing, and
Or just one.
It's a nightmare,
big
right?
pain in the butt. Luckily in the big units, like I have a place down in Seabridge, I think there's 750 units in there and 7 pools. But when I bought it, the HOA was $520 a month, and now it's up to $820. So it's gone up significantly in 20 years.
But that does include, trash and
trash, water,
gardening and upkeep,
security, pools.
So there's something value you get out of the HOA, as long as it's
But there's also
reasonable.
tedious rules of leaving your towel hanging over the balcony
I know.
not
I've
able
seen
to put an AC unit on the balcony or
the
having
noise.
to get it fought.
But then again, what do we say when we're looking for a condo? Location, right? Yeah. Exactly.
And they're easy to rent out if you can keep and hold them. But I do believe, buy what you can afford and location, and I don't think it's a terrible idea.
Yeah, I look back on some of my real estate and how I should have kept and rented the property. It just, even my son told me, don't sell real estate. Hold on to it as long as you can.
That's what I tell clients as well.
Right.
Yeah. If you can buy and hold. But there are some, I was talking with a client this morning, he's got a house here on 16th Street, and it's a 1920s build. And he's got it rented, but honestly, it's getting to a point where I'm actually concerned for the tenants. It could be some issues foundation-wise.
Oh, yeah.
That, maybe, if you have the means down the road, you scrape it and build and cash out on it.
Yeah.
Or move into it.
Yeah.
But probably not going to rent out a brand new build.
Yeah. How are those pancakes?
Delicious.
Aren't they good?
Yeah, so
Man.
You crushed yours.
Oh, and I'm not even that hungry. It just tastes so dang good.
Yeah.
I kind of do that intermittent fasting, so I usually don't eat until like noon. But man, this is hitting the spot.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. I usually skip lunch.
I have breakfast at lunch. Thank you so much for taking this time, hang out with me. I was a little intimidated to be talking to someone with the stature that you have, but it's like Cassie said, don't worry, Brook's great, you'll love it, and I certainly did love it. It was very, very nice to meet you. Well, I've met you before, but to actually sit and have this conversation with Cakes with Cris. Right?
Cakes with Cris. I love it. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
You got it. My pleasure.
Apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. We love your daughter.